Welcome to the Charlevoix Funding Dashboard. The INEE Reference Group on Girls' Education in Emergencies brings to you a platform that visualizes data on funding to girls' education as a result of the Charlevoix Declaration on Quality Education for Girls, Adolescent Girls, and Women in Developing and Crisis-Affected Countries. It is the only place that consolidates data on Charlevoix funding to girls' education. Navigate to the dashboard by clicking the image on the INEE Dashboard webpage. This will open a separate link. Scroll down to click the full screen button at the bottom of the page to best view the dashboard. The dashboard is organized into 6 pages which visualize the data in different ways. In this video, I will walk you through each of the pages. On the home page, which we are currently viewing, you will find information on the overall funding pledged and disbursed by donors, as well as information on how to navigate and use this dashboard. You will also find information specific to individual donors' disbursements, and you will find a link to the original Charlevoix Declaration on the top left of the page, which will open a separate link. The funding distribution page illustrates the flow of funding from donor agency to projects. You can filter by region, country, donor, and implementing partner. This feature is available on all dashboard pages. So, for example, if I wanted to find out about the funding Canada has disbursed, I would select Canada from the drop-down menu under Donors. I can then select the dimensions I'm most interested in, whether that be the regions, countries, implementers, or types of organizations that Canadian funding is supporting. You can make individual or multiple selections in any of the drop-down menus at the top of the page and then select the dimensions you wish to see. We also encourage you to read the explanations at the top of each page for information on the data and on how to navigate the page. The Project Focus page is a tree map that represents the amount of funding allocated to different project focus areas. The size of the boxes proportionally represents the amount of funding going to each focus area. You can hover over individual boxes to see which project is represented by that box. On this page, you can also filter by primary, secondary, or tertiary project focus area. This represents the project focus areas donors selected to describe the projects they are funding in order of relevance. So, for instance, on this page, I have already selected the United Kingdom, and I can see that learning outcomes is an important primary focus for many of their projects. The demographics page presents 2 bar graphs. The graph on the top shows which education levels are targeted by projects, and the graph below shows which population groups are supported by projects. The bars show the percentage of all projects that reported supporting those education levels and population groups, and multiple could be selected. So on this page, looking at all of the Charlevoix funding, we can see that 86% of projects reported serving primary education, and 66% of projects reported targeting host populations. The countries page presents where the projects are located, shaded by the amount of funding allocated per country. The darker the color, the more funding a country is receiving. Below the map is where you can find the most detailed information on every project in this dashboard. You can also zoom into the map to select a specific country. This will filter the table at the bottom of the page to data specifically for that country. Finally, The Project Highlights page presents projects donors have chosen to highlight with more detail. You can hover over a point on the map to learn more about the project. In the pop-up box, select Click here for more information to open an external website with more detail on that project. We hope you enjoy using the dashboard and finding out more about how, where, and in what way the Charlevoix funding for girls and women's education is being used.